Oh, you'll get it.
Alright. I'll just wait here.
Okay.
All by myself.
Okay.
Like Bucky for all those years.
Okay.
Without Steve.
Steve was also alone.
Yeah, that's fair.
Welcome back to Everett is a Movie Ever. My name is Justin. Watching Everett is a Movie Ever. Today we have Aubrey. He's back.
Hello again.
And we're going to be talking about Captain America: The Winter Soldier. Captain America: The Winter Soldier is a 2014 theatrical release about Steve struggling to find his place and people to trust amidst a S.H.I.E.L.D. Hydra scandal, all while discovering his friend Bucky from back in his time has been brainwashed and kept on ice, basically to destroy him and change the path of history. It is directed by Anthony and Joe Russo, cinematography by Trent Opaloch or Opaloch, editing by Jeffrey Ford and Matthew Schmidt, music by Henry Jackman, and it's written by Christopher Markus and Stephen McFeely. The film stars Chris Evans as Steve Rogers, Samuel Jackson as Nick Fury, Scarlett Johansson as Natasha Romanoff, Sebastian Stan as Bucky Barnes / The Winter Soldier, Robert Redford as Alexander Pierce, Anthony Mackie as Sam, and Colbie Smulders as Maria Hill. In April 2011, Christopher Markus and Stephen McFeely were signed on to write before the first one had even come out. They began noodling. They threw everything at the wall to see what would stick. They came up with an outline and treatment, which ended up not changing very much, actually. They really struggled with finding the balance between Steve dealing with the time stuff, the sci-fi element, and the conspiracy genre in general. In September 2011, Chris Evans announced it probably wasn't going to come out until 2014. In January 2012, Neil McDonough said it was probably going to be filmed after Thor 2. In March 2012, there were 3 candidates for director, George Nolfi, F. Gary, and brother duo Anthony and Joe Russo. Disney then announced it would come out in 2014. In June 2012, the Russo brothers were in negotiations, and it pretty much confirmed that they were going to be the directors, and obviously they are. July 2012, Anthony Mackie was signed on for Sam Wilson, and Sebastian Stan was marked as returning for Bucky Barnes. And then that also was the time that they confirmed they'd be filming in Ohio and Cleveland, and the costume change was decided. They were going to change Cap's costume for this film into the stealth suit, which is a lot of people really love. Filming began in April of 2013. In May of 2013, they moved to DC. And also in May, they began filming in Cleveland, and then in June, filming concluded. So from April to June, reshoots took place in December of 2013. Opaloch, the cinematographer, said he really wanted to use 70s spy and conspiracy films as inspiration while making a very real and classic framing and naturalistic lighting to make it a really grounded in realism film. And they did a lot of handheld with the Arri Alexa Plus, which is absolutely a great choice. Also, post-production, there were 6 VFX companies, 2,500 shots of VFX. Film had $170 to $177 million budget, and it made $714.4 million at the box office, got a 90% on Rotten Tomatoes consensus rating. Suspenseful and politically astute, Captain America: The Winter Soldier is a superior entry into the Avengers canon and is sure to thrill Marvel diehards. It was nominated for Best Visual Effects, and it obviously does have a sequel, Captain America: Civil War.
Other than this, just goes to show why the Russo brothers got to do all the other Marvel movies they did. Because it's the best Marvel movie.
Okay.
Spoilers.
They do a very good job, and they do I think, they do a great job of homaging, like, the conspiracy...
Espionage
genre. For sure.
It looks great. Looks like a espionage movie. The action scenes look straight out of Jason Bourne with the kind of...
Sure.
You know, a lot of people hate on shaky cam, but you can do it right. And this is one of the movies that does it right.
Yeah. I think the cinematography is standout in this movie. Not necessarily, like, there are great lighting moments for sure. They did really go for that realism. But the movement in this is...
stellar.
Peak. It is peak movement, I think, for a Marvel movie. The fact that I really felt in it because they did do so much handheld and shaky cam. The movement in the action is where it shines, but there's also really great movement in even the quiet scenes. Like the push-in they do on him when he says Nick Fury told me not to trust anyone, and it's just like such a gentle push in. That was so perfect. It was the choice for that scene. And they did a lot of stuff like that. And I think every single choice they made shot-wise was really good, and like also then a testament for the editors. I will say though, Peggy looked terrible. I thought, he didn't really have this opinion.
Yeah.
I thought her digital oldness was horrific. I thought it was very noticeable that it was digital. It gave it a creep factor that I did not enjoy. The way her mouth moved was so unnatural to me.
I didn't have much issue with it.
Yeah. I have a hard time with like digitally affected people though.
Sure.
Like when it's like they're still supposed to look human. Like obviously the people that have digital stuff done, like Thanos, that doesn't bother me. Whatever, because he's supposed to look different and weird, right?
Sure.
But when it's like they're just trying to make Haley Atwell look old, it looked so wrong to me. The way her mouth moved was not real. I could tell it was fake.
I couldn't. It was very kinetic during the action scenes. I didn't feel like any of the shots lingered too long during the action sequences, but they weren't cutting so fast that I couldn't tell what was going on, which a lot of movies tend to struggle with.
Sure. Yeah. I think there was a great balance in the action sequences between, finding that flow there and also between the different actions that were happening. Like, I think that's one of the things Marvel does really well is when there's multiple people doing multiple different things, they find the balance between when to check in with what person. And so at the end when it's Tony dealing with Bucky on the one ship and Falcon dealing with, whatever on this, the guy in the elevator or whatever, and then, Colbie dealing with whatever, Maria Hill dealing with whatever in her area, and then on top of it, like, the people at S.H.I.E.L.D. who are going to be on Cap's side dealing with whatever they're dealing with. I think it's a really good balance that they find.
And Nick Fury and Black Widow dealing with what they're dealing with.
Yeah, with Alexander Pierce. And then one of the best, I think, edited sequences in this film is actually the sequence of Nick Fury in the car. That was a really great, tense action scene. I thought that was really well done.
I mean...
It's Henry Jackman.
Yeah.
I need you to know, I obviously research weeks in advance, so then I don't look at this stuff again when I go to watch the movie, so I often forget who all the people are. And multiple times in this movie, I turned to Aubrey and was like, this music is so good. And then I sat down to write down my notes and saw it was Henry Jackman. And I'm like, well, that makes sense. I tend to love every single thing Henry Jackman touches. Uncharted 4, Big Hero 6, like, Henry Jackman is an incredible composer, and I tend to like everything he does. So it was not surprising to me then, once I saw that I was like, oh, all these moments I was like, God, the music right now is so good!
The Winter Soldier theme specifically with like the screeching like industrial synthesizers and stuff, that's killer.
Yeah. The music on the ship was so good. The music during the Fury car scene was so good. The little scratchy guitar sting when Steve said, tell him I'm in pursuit. And then immediately there's like a scratchy guitar sting before it goes into the normal music. So good! It was so good.
It blends superhero music with like spy espionage music very well.
Yeah. It just like fits it perfectly, and then it's also like really like you get to like with it, which is I love when that happens, and it's not surprising because it's Henry Jackman.
Well, I alluded to it earlier, but this is the best Marvel movie from just most standpoints, in my opinion. The writing specifically in this one, I feel like Marvel movies are at their best when they're not just superhero movies. It's when they combine being a superhero movie with another genre. So in this case, espionage superhero movie. It takes a lot of like the story beats and elements of an espionage movie and then mixes them in with being a superhero movie, and you get like this really nice mixture and blend of the two.
Sure. Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I do feel like the movies do like a little bit better when it's more like this plot is happening and it just so happens these people are superheroes.
Yep.
I do think they tend to do better when it's like that. This is very good. I struggle sometimes to watch this one and Civil War because I don't like when anyone is fighting or brainwashed. So it really makes me like physically uncomfortable. But this was way easier to watch this time around. So I did really enjoy this. It is very well written. There's a lot of really great lines that aren't even jokes. There's just, you know, Steve's whole like, this isn't, you know, this is fear. Like that whole scene, because that's exactly what it is. And then there's also really a lot of great one-liners that are hilarious.
Before we get started, does anyone want to get off?
Yeah, that's really good. That's a great one. There's just like a lot of really great one-liners in this.
Yep.
But then also it's an interesting story. You have, you know, Steve dealing with being in the present day compared to being back when he was alive and having to learn decades worth of information.
His list of
and feeling very isolated because he has no idea who anyone is, what anything's going on, who to trust, what to believe. And he has like Peggy just a little, you know, but she's got memory problems, so it's like constantly re-meeting Peggy almost. And then you have the whole Hydra taking over S.H.I.E.L.D. and wanting to basically kill a bunch of people on Earth who they think are going to be bad people, which is like big no-no, yikes. And then you have Steve, who's feeling so lonely, discovering that his bestie from his time is actually still alive just like he is, only has been brainwashed to want to kill him. So it's really interesting. It's compelling. It's like, ooh, what's going on? What's going to happen next?
Yep.
And I kind of like that it doesn't end all hunky-dory with Bucky fully remembering him. It ends in that confusion of like, Bucky didn't kill him and pulled him out of the water, but leaves. I think that's really interesting.
Yeah.
I think the biggest problem with this is it isn't a standalone. I feel, really do need to see the stuff that came before it to fully understand everything that's going on.
At least the first Captain America and the Avengers.
Right, exactly. That's what I'm meaning. Like, you need to see Captain
two...
America and Avengers in order to understand what's happening in this movie.
Yeah.
Because it's been a minute since I've seen Captain America 1, so I was like, okay, I do remember that. Okay, we're fine here. Yes. And so the only stuff of Steve in present day has been the Avengers. And so I'm like, that's hard because, like, now there's... So it's... I think that's the only problem, is, like, you couldn't just watch this as a standalone, which is a testament to Marvel, really, like, doing a great job of interweaving all their stories and making it so people want to see all these movies. But if you do love The Winter Soldier and you want to show it to someone, it's almost like I can't show it to you unless you've seen Captain America 1 and the Avengers.
Yeah. And
now you're watching 3 movies instead of 1 movie. And so like that. Not the biggest problem, but a problem nonetheless.
Yeah.
And then there are credit scenes. Obviously, mid-credits was the reveal of the twins. The Romanoff twins? Right? Romanoff?
Yep.
Maximoff.
Romanoff. Romanoff is Black Widow.
Yes. The Maximoff twins. So Wanda and Piotr.
Pietro.
Okay, I believe you. And then the post-credit scene is Bucky at the Smithsonian seeing, like, him and Steve in the history stuff. Very interesting.
The set design was really cool in some of the sequences. You know, S.H.I.E.L.D. headquarters felt like a, you know, spy agency without just totally ripping off like a James Bond kind of a spy agency. It felt, you know, like a superhero spy agency. The, like, vault where they were doing all the brainwashing of Bucky was...
Yeah, very good.
Freaky and
The,
creepy.
like, computer. The, like,
the
60s computer is so insane.
The bunker underneath the old military complex where they had that big computer brain... living computer thing was, you know, straight out of old school James Bond.
Yeah,
and
so good.
Super cool.
Yeah. My standout miscellaneous thing is the stunts. Stunt choreography, the fight choreography. I mean, I'll know now as we continue, but I think this might be the best fight choreography, at least so far in the Marvel movies. This has been, especially because Captain America is a hand-to-hand combat hero versus, like, you know, Iron Man is pew-pew. And some hand-to-hand, but pew-pew, mostly. And then, you know, others have, like, weapons or something else. Usually it's, like, Black Panther and Steve are hand-to-hand combat-y. Yep. I mean, Spider-Man is hand-to-hand, but he gets some added benefit. Not that Steve doesn't have his shield, right? And Black Panther doesn't have his fancy claws and suit and stuff, so.
Sure.
They all have their thing, but because Steve is such a hand-to-hand combat guy, I think the fighting in this movie really stands out. The stunt choreography in this is so good. The different stuff they do with the knife, with Bucky that you really like.
Like the dropping and catching
and catching it and you know.
Yeah.
That takes a lot of precision and planning and training, and just it really is effective in this. The way they captured it, the way they make it seem so fast and real, and just absolutely breathtaking. A beautiful dance, if you would. What's your favorite part?
The whole thing.
Why is this your favorite Marvel movie?
I mean, I love spy movies, and Captain America is my favorite and the best superhero. So you mix those things together, and it's the best Marvel movie. I don't think they've topped it for me, obviously. They've come close with some future ones that we'll get to down the line.
Which ones?
Civil War.
Okay, you like Civil War a lot.
Yeah, and then Infinity War Endgame also get pretty close.
Oh, you think Endgame gets close?
Yeah, I liked Endgame a lot, but mainly because of
Captain America.
Captain America.
Okay, my favorite part are all the one-liners that are just like so golden, and also the fight choreography. It really was absolutely, and the music, because I love Henry Jackman. Least favorite part?
Least favorite part.
Yeah.
That's a tough question. I would say my least favorite part is probably all the I wish there was more with Pierce.
Okay.
Pierce was there and the whole Hydra angle and everything, but he's kind of, it's, you know, almost like a one and done villain.
Yeah,
you know?
That's fair.
And I thought it would have been the enemy within kind of cool, spooky Hydra stuff would have been cool to be played out more versus just one and done in the movie.
My least favorite part is Bucky's evil.
Sure.
I hate that. I hate brainwashing though usually. This I hate less because it was like years and years and years and years of brainwashing. And not just like, you know, all of a sudden he's brainwashed. But I hate brainwashing. It's my least favorite thing ever. That's why I hate it, because I'm like, Bucky, poor baby. My poor Bucky. I hate him. I do. My poor Bucky. Would you recommend this?
Yes.
Would you watch it again?
Yes.
Okay, specific moments. Some of your favorite pieces of the movie.
Elevator.
Oh yeah, Elevator's so good.
Elevator's so good.
It's probably one of the best parts of the movie.
Yep. I liked the, you know, I keep using the word spy, but the spy montage with Cap and Black Widow, you know, like sneaking through the mall and all that to go to the Apple store to do the thing with the USB drive.
Yeah.
That's fun.
Stucky. Forever and always. I don't know how to do this heart. This one? Or this one? Or this one? Stucky is Forever and Always one of my faves. They're so sweet. I love them.
Oh, and the Falcon.
Falcon's great. I think Anthony Mackie is a great addition. I think he was a great choice. I think he does an excellent job. I think him and Chris have really good chemistry.
Yeah. Oh, and we forgot to talk about Sam being in charge of the VA veteran, or not the VA.
Yeah, that kind of gets dropped.
The veterans thing, it does, but
which is sad because it's very interesting.
And it's very thematic for Captain America.
Yeah, exactly.
All the soldiers, you know, trying to, you know, readapt to civilian life. It's very thematic thing.
Yes.
Really cool.
I also, this is stupid, I don't hate it as much as I used to, but I hate that Natasha and Steve kiss. I get why they did it. But it's just annoying because I feel like it's like, let's have Natasha and Steve kiss. And then we turn around and Natasha and Bruce are in love, and I'm like, what's going on?
And then that gets dropped.
Kind of, but not really.
I feel like it more or less gets dropped.
Not super. Mostly because she dies.
That's a while later, though.
Yeah, but they have a thing in every movie otherwise.
I don't remember any other thing.
It's not huge, but it's there.
Okay. I'll take your word for it.
Real love. Stupid. Anyway, that's how I really feel. Okay. Do you have anything else?
No.
I have nothing else. I like it. I think it's good.
Very.
What would your rating be?
What would my rating be?
Out of 10.
10.
10 what?
10.
Metal arms?
Brainwashes?
Brainwashes. Okay.
10 brainwashes out of 10.
My final rating is 9 brainwashes out of 10. Our total movie count is... Parent death toll and credit count are still the same. If you want to keep up with what movie I'm watching when, follow me on all socials to find out movie I'm watching when. Do you want them to follow you on anything?
I'm letterboxed.
Follow me on Letterboxd. It's in the link in the below. I put out videos every Monday and Friday and sometimes Wednesday. Join Patreon. Got a tier starting at just $1. You get every video weekly, a coupon code for merch, exclusive merch access. Tiers above that, you get daily trivia, monthly postcards, bonus content. You get merch signed by me. You get private vlogs. You get video chat with me. Go check it out. Okay. Bye, merch. Merch great, merch grand. Until next time, comment, like, subscribe. But I'm not in charge of your life. You are, so you do, and don't be
a Nazi.
Sure. I was thinking maybe you'd say Pierce about it.
Sure, he's a Nazi.
Yeah. Fair. Cute.
No, I see.
That's not how he throws it.
That's one of the ways he throws it.
Nuh-uh.
He's throwing like a frisbee.
Not as often. He does the one I do with Frisbee.
Yeah, well, I think that will go way worse in here than if I threw it like a frisbee.